The Obamas are in advanced talks with Netflix to launch some kind of streaming programming. But what are the Obamas up to here? I think there are a few possibilities. One is that this is about fighting for President Obama's legacy, that he is concerned about President Trump's efforts to undo much of his work in office, getting out of the Paris Climate Accord, repealing the Affordable Care Act, rolling back DACA. These are specific policy prescriptions that he may want to fight for and build public support for. Another possibility is he's actually just kind of interested in getting into the media business. We know that the press is something that has long fascinated Barack Obama. Although we don't know exactly what the Netflix programming might look like, one possibility is that he will essentially try to do in-depth journalism of a sort. And I think a third possibility is that this whole project is actually more about Michelle Obama than it is about Barack Obama. Now, we know that she has said over and over that she does not want to be president, she's not running for office, but she's 54. There's a lot of time for her to change her mind. She may be very honest about that right now, but 10 years could go by and she might still want to run for office at that point. And so this is just one way, perhaps, of keeping her in the public eye. The former president is in kind of a tricky spot here just because of who he is and coming from politics, that any type of work he does, however journalistic, is going to look like political agenda setting. One of the concerns that traditional journalists would have about a project like this is that it is, at least in some way, an effort by the Obamas to circumvent the press. They are going to be in control of this content. They are going to send the messaging without a journalist sitting across from them to push back or ask difficult questions. As we look at whatever the product ends up being, we have to keep in mind that it's probably a little bit of both. On the one hand, he could be kind of filling a void that he sees in the media landscape, but it's impossible to separate that from the reality that in doing so, he would invariably be amplifying the kinds of Americans who might be members of his base.